This is Car Chronicles Extra. Welcome. Now, I've always thought I had an interesting job, but some weeks it's more interesting than most. Well, this is one of those weeks. We'll wrap this program up with a test drive of Cadillac CTS-V wagon, and that's a load of fun. We're also going to show you some fun new commercials from Ford, and we start out with some fun new vehicles that Chrysler's been showing off. They're calling these 6 Jeeps Moparized, as in Chrysler's Mopar Parts division. Take, for example, this Wrangler that has a Hemi. Well, these Jeeps are being taken to Utah later this month for the annual Moab Easter Jeep Safari. It's an off-roading adventure that draws thousands of enthusiasts to a small desert town.
Moab itself is a true mecca for all of the off-road enthusiasts, and there are thousands of people going down there. So for Jeep, it's a fantastic opportunity for us to really let our designers and engineers try and experiment new things, put new concepts out there, because we get direct feedback from all of those customers on the spot. They give us input, they give us advice, and then we bring that back here, and we really do use it for future development of product. So for us, not only is it great fun, and we all love going down to Moab, but it's a great proving ground for new ideas, as well as showcasing some of the great Mopar accessories that you can get for Wrangler and other Jeep vehicles.
Jeep brand CEO Mike Manley says some of the attributes they're showing may turn up in future Jeeps. It's possible, for example, a new future Wrangler may have a more powerful engine, much like that Renegade concept, and they're also discussing bringing diesel engines to Jeep vehicles sold in North America. Now, Jeep diesels are already available in Europe. Now let's move over to marketing. Ford's had a campaign called Swap My Ride, where they talk to real people about their experiences in Ford vehicles. It was very successful when it launched back in 2007. They brought it back in 2010, and it's coming back again.
This felt like the smartest car.
When Ford swaps your ride, you tend to talk about it. Mallory, you were driving.
The whole concept of this campaign is very successful in its simplicity. Give real people a Ford vehicle for a week, let them experience it, then sit down and talk with them about it.
Find shoe stores.
Destination shoe store.
You guys must be fun to ride around with.
What we've seen with this campaign, when we looked at historical data, is that swap your ride just means things to people. So it resonated in the marketplace, and as we've looked at the data to guide our decision makings, consistency and continuity matters. So we said, let's go back to what's worked before and put a new spin on it.
And the whole idea of real people talking about your products, talk about how that helps as opposed to having, the disembodied announcer or deal of the day, as you mentioned.
Well, what we find is that real people convey authenticity in a way that is surprising and incredible. And when you're able to have not just a standard testimonial, because just popping a camera in front of somebody and asking them to talk about their car tends to become something that's not watchable again. But when you introduce things like Mike Rowe, asking questions and pulling information out from people, you hear some really funny and surprising responses.
Ford Marketing Communications Manager Matt Van Dyke mentioned their public face, Mike Rowe. He's the host of cable TV's Dirty Jobs, and according to one survey, he's among the 5 most trusted celebrities.
You have the park assist in that, right?
You take your hands off the wheel.
That is crazy. How's that work on your Honda?
What Honda?
If you're curious, James Earl Jones tops that list. Now let's wrap everything up with a test drive of a very fast, very head-turning product. Cadillac CTS-V wagon isn't your typical station wagon. Not that anybody would expect an ordinary station wagon to have 556 horsepower at a top speed north of 190 miles per hour. Now, the Cadillac CTS-V wagon is also very good looking, and if you care, it does have a usable amount of cargo space. But I don't think many people will buy this to get their stuff home faster than your average SUV would. In fact, your average SUV costs about half of the CTS-V wagon, which has a sticker price around $70,000. Now, this isn't a vehicle for anybody concerned about costs, not using premium fuel and getting a fuel economy in the upper teens if you drive it carefully, which most people won't. The test car that GM provided me with had a very smooth shifting 6-speed manual, and this interior is the same nice layout that you would expect on a Cadillac CTS. That's our program, and we're always interested in your feedback on how we can make this better, so feel free to drop us an email at any time. We'll be back with a new show next week. I'm Autobeat reporter Jeff Gilbert. Thanks for joining us.